Just going back to the whole connections within the commercial itself, the connections that I saw, and they're pretty evident in all three commercials, are that they're really hitting standard F, being very personable, addressing the needs of the individual student. They constantly, especially in that very first commercial, with the K-12 format, or the Ohio Academy. They really show that they are there for the individual student. They do address that they work in potential groups and stuff, but it is, all three really hit home that it is an individual lesson plan. Now, the misconnections, I feel like there might be a little bit more misconnections, maybe because I'm coming from a traditional school. I'm picking up on those maybe a little bit more, that they're not hitting the INACOL standards, or showing the INACOL standards as well as they should be. I noticed that all three commercials do not have one student talking and sharing their thoughts on the online course that they're taking. I thought that was just, I don't know, it was an eerie feeling to not have one student say at least something positive in any of those commercials. So that was one of them. Does it address an actual standard that they're missing? No, but it does. It's just a weird kind of thing within their commercial. I did see that standard E, the whole safety and ethical standard itself, was a little questionable, especially in the second one, and even like the third, with the safety and behavior. I know that this isn't, they're not hitting home on it or anything, but standard E, which is obviously the safety and the ethics, it's really odd to take an online class, to be able to manage it. Students in the class are able to use other forms of communication like texting and messenger, to perhaps bully, pick on, and tease fellow students. So the instructor, I'm sure, has no knowledge of it, and you can kind of see that as far as like potential cheating and stuff. The one girl is just sitting on the couch talking to another one while you assume that they're learning. That could be during a test. They could be talking about another student's response to a question. You really have no idea there. So the misconnection within standard E, I really saw, just personally. I also note they always talk about it's very individualized, but at what point does the individualized lesson need to talk about like proficiency? I didn't notice any of the INACOL standards really talking about the proficiency and the level of the students to really prepare them for college. I know in the very first one, the very last lady in the commercial says that we're doing our best to prepare the I'm misquoting. The quote is, "Prepare you the best you can be for college." It doesn't actually say that they're preparing you for college. They just say that they're preparing you the best they can for college. So I thought that was kind of interesting, the word choice that they did there. So overall, I felt like the commercials are really targeting pretty much only standard F in all of their commercials, and they're kind of missing all the rest of the standards. They don't really address any of they say that the teachers are highly qualified, but there's, besides just simply a real quick blurb about them in two of the commercials, there's really no actual proof of it in their commercials themselves. So I thought that was interesting. They're really targeting a certain type of student that wants to take those courses. So overall, this whole all three of the prompts really made me think about things that have really never crossed my mind, and I feel like I've actually learned a lot by doing so. So thank you for listening. Any kind of comments that you could leave below, your thoughts, please do. So thank you for listening, and goodbye.